Well, it's that time again. Got to cut a hole in the lake ice, get my water. When I left for work the last time, the ice was about 11 inches thick, if I recall. When the ice is this thick, I can't cut just one big block and push it under like I can early in the season. So I have to cut a bunch of lines across it and then bust out the pieces. Started filling with overflow immediately, so there's still more ice that I need to get through. So I'm going to chisel one hole in the bottom of this, and that'll allow the lake water to fill the hole.
Almost. So the problem with putting this cover, this design, on the ice hole is this is all going to freeze to the lake ice. So I think what I need to do is make a separate base so that this is always up off of the ice and it won't freeze to it. So I could set the base down first, don't care if that freezes to the lake ice, set this on top of the base, and then I shovel snow on it. So shoveling snow on top of this actually insulates it and keeps that hole from freezing up. That hole will stay open for quite some time, as long as you cover it with snow. It's got to be dry snow. So that's the problems with the pull-in chainsaws. It's actually the first time ever. It kept dying on me. Run fine as long as I could keep giving it throttle, but maybe it just needs a spark plug. All right, that's a wrap.
It doesn't matter how well you think that you have all the alders cut back in the summer for the winter time, but you always miss some. They'll lay down across the trail and whip you in the face, so I need to get down the trail and do a little bit more trimming. On the way back to the cabin, I stopped at the helicopter landing zone and picked up my gasoline that's been over there for the last 2-3 days. In an average month, I'll use 10 to 15 gallons of gasoline. I have 20 out here right now, and all the machines are full of fuel. All 3 snow machines and the ATV, and actually all my generators, all 3 generators are full. So I got a good supply of gasoline up here right now.
All right, sitting here waiting on the helicopter to arrive with the new snow machine. This is the old one, the old Summit. This is just a 600. The new one's the 850 turbo. Bag of trash going back to town. He's going to drop off the snow machine. I'll hook that bag up. He'll take that back to town, and then I'll bring out 2 more food barrels, and I have some concrete. Well, there it comes.
Looking around for the key for the snow machine, and I do not see it. So hopefully he brought the key with this Sling-load. I'll get this disconnected. I was hoping to get the new snow machine off of the landing zone. Called down to town and reminded them about the key, and they zip tied it to this Sling-load. So now I have the key. I can start up the new snow machine.
It's full of gas. I just need to take it around, top off the oil reservoir, and take it for a little spin. There it is, 2024 SkiDoo 850 turbo. The other one.
So I had to make a quick stop here. I got to go back down the trail and cut back a couple branches that are really in the way. So take a little break to do that.
Trees down everywhere. Should go back and cut those two down back there. Probably will.
So for the most part, this is what the trail back to town looks like. It doesn't look like a trail at all. The only way you'd really recognize that somebody has been through there is by the pruning cuts on the tree branches from past trail clearing.
So I lucked out when this thing fell over. It actually fell over that way and hit directly in between two solar panels. So right now I'm gonna pull the turbine off and snip the wires. Gonna take this top section of pole off, and I'm just gonna run the turbine on one pole. It's the way I did it in the past. Generated enough power. Supplemental power is all this wind turbine's good for. I wouldn't rely on it 100% to generate all my power, even on top of this mountain. Today it's calm. There's no wind yet today, but it's coming. Pretty much never a day goes by when you don't have wind up here in the winter. In the summer, you can go several days in a row without wind, but that's no big deal. Since in the summer, most of the time you have sun.
So I want to get this done today because tonight we have some snow and tomorrow there's some snow. I'm going to end up with about a foot of snow up here, it looks like. And then I go back to work. So I need to get this done today. As soon as I get this done, I'm going to go play on the new snow machine. Since I need to come in and out, I'm just going to snip all these wires off. A lot of these are messed up anyway, so I don't run the electrical fence in the winter. This is just to keep bear off my porch. All right, so now while I'm working on this, I can just scoot in and out of here. Here's the blade that broke off. When this fell down, it hit right directly between two solar panels. Luckily, it didn't smack right into one. Ended up over here. Ended up not damaging anything, so other than hopefully just the blades. Hopefully the turbine is still okay, and I think it is. We'll find out here shortly. So what happened is this bracket here, since one of these wires loosened up or stretched over time with all the high winds, it let this pole start wobbling, and it kept wobbling and wobbling, and this ended up sliding down the pole. I believe this thing started out up here. I should have put a hose clamp or something underneath of it to keep it from doing that. Also, when I installed these wires, I had bought larger wire, more suitable for this, and they shorted me about 20 feet, so I didn't have enough at the time, and I just went with this, and I should have replaced it before the beginning of winter, but I didn't, so kind of my fault. I have the wire now, the bigger wire, but with all the hassle with it, I think I'm just going to go, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to mount the wind turbine back up here just on one pole and just run it on one pole. A lot sturdier. I won't need guy wires at all in that case. And then sometime in the future, if I want to go ahead and do two poles, then I'll put the guy wire setup back on there, bigger wire, and just run it that way. So that right there is where the wind turbine hit. And there's a piece of plastic from the blade just sticking right there in that wood. So I really lucked out. Either side of this, it would have shattered a solar panel. I should pull this blade assembly off right now. It should pretty much fall off the pole. And I believe I left some extra wire in there, but it's not falling off the pole, so maybe I didn't leave some extra wire.
All right, so these discs are slightly different on both of them, but we will see here in a second. I don't see why it wouldn't work. That should work. Hopefully these caps are similar. Put the nose cone back on. Make sure it's not rubbing. Compare blades too. Okay, so the blades do have a slightly different geometry. These tips are very narrow. These are wide on the 40. We will see. See what it does.